to Nashville, where it's Week 12 of the NFL on CBS. The playoff-minded Oakland Raiders come to town to battle the Titans. 3 years ago, Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota faced off in college. They meet again today in a game being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Our kickoff is next. As we welcome you back to Nashville, it's cloudy. It is ugly. It began raining in the middle of the night. There's more rain forecast today for the conditions downstairs. Let's check in with Jamie Earl. Jamie.
Well, Greg, I'm feeling pretty lucky right now. At this moment, it's not actively raining. However, I don't think that luck is going to hold through the rest of the afternoon. More rain expected here in Nashville. But if you ask Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota, he doesn't mind. He says when it's rainy on game day, he feels like he's at home. And that's not from his college career at Oregon. That's from growing up playing football in Hawaii as well. However, according to veteran safety for the Raiders, Charles Woodson, rainy game day means ball security issues. And we know this Raiders defense, Greg, is hungry to generate a couple turnovers today on the road. All
right, Jamie, thank you. The Oakland Raiders won the toss, and they have deferred, so they will kick to Tennessee. Sebastian Janikowski will get us underway. And this will bounce into and through the end zone, and so Tennessee will start from its own 20-yard line, and there is Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota, completing 65% of his passes, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and hosting about 150 people from home here today.
He's got quite the crowd here today, and I was just impressed getting a chance to talk with him yesterday, and you talk to the other guys in the locker room, they talk about his leadership and how he brings that humble leadership to the room.
So from the 20-yard line, here's Mariota. And he will throw a first down. Tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete. Danico Autry got a hand on that pass.
Just a nice little combination route they're trying to give to Marcus Mariota to get ball out of his hands quickly, and that really has a lot to do with what this offense, they don't want him to hang on to the ball very long because of the pressure and a lot of the changes on the offensive line.
On 2nd and 10, this is Antonio Andrews. And maybe 2 yards on the play. Andrews, the second-year running back out of Western Kentucky. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, this is exactly what the Raiders want coming in here. They want a young quarterback, get him in 3rd and long where they can do some different combinations of pressure, where they can cause some confusion for the offensive line in terms of their protection scheme.
Number 83, Larry Douglas, flanked to the bottom of your screen. Mariota looks left, going deep, and a miscommunication. Kendall Wright, who is back in action after a 3-game stretch, being out with a sprained ankle, pulled up short, and the pass went long.
That was just a miscommunication between Mariota and Kendall Wright. As we said at the top, Kendall Wright has had 3 weeks that he hasn't played, dealing with an injury, back on the field, and just not on the same page.
So Rhett Kern will kick it away to Jeremy Ross, will be returning kicks today for the Raiders. And Ross will chase this one down inside his own 20-yard line. And right up the sideline and out of bounds at about 40. Forked out by Marqueston Huff. And so here comes Derek Carr. The Raider quarterback, second year from Fresno State, 21 touchdowns, 6 picks, and the offensive line does a great job of keeping him clean. He has been sacked just 11 times on the season.
Well, and just as we said with Mariota, they want to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Yes, you want to take some shots up the field, especially when you have some down-the-field weapons like Raiders do, but he's done a good job with understanding the pressure, getting the ball out quickly.
That's Latavius Murray going in motion in the backfield. Carr, quick slant, and that is complete to about the 45-yard line to the rookie Amari Cooper. Talking about this Raider team allowing only 13 sacks on the season. That's tied for fewest in the NFL. Carr helps that, gets his passes out under 2.5 seconds from snap to pass. But the Raiders up against one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. The Titans, 31 sacks. That's the 4th most in the league. Second and 3. Deep drop, got rid of it, and it's incomplete.
Carr's slow getting up. He took a hit after throwing that ball.
And Carr is still down on his knees. Looks like number 90, Daquan Jones. Late hit, Trent?
I don't think it's a late hit, but when you see where he hits Carr, it's right underneath that right arm where there's, I know you have rib pads on, but the rib pads are generally lower. So if you see the elbow of Jones, it comes right underneath Carr's right armpit, and there's really no protection under there. So not to go too far into speculation, but it looks like that's where it was he got hit.
And so he will come to the sideline, and Matt McGloin, the backup quarterback, getting loose. And will come on the field for at least one snap.
Well, it's a crucial 3rd down snap. So Dick LeBeau, who's a defensive assistant with the Titans in combination with Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator, they come up with different combination pressure. So all of a sudden here on a 3rd down with the new quarterback that hasn't gotten these snaps, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to bring it and test it.
McGloin hasn't played in a game since week 1 against Cincinnati. On 3rd and 3. McGloin pulled it down a couple of times and complete at midfield. Intended for Clive Walford. Jamie.
Derek Carr trotted off to the sideline just now, took one warm-up drill. He's still over here because they're getting forced off the field now, but he looked to be okay. He was ready to come back out.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Onto the field, a punting unit led by Marquette King. And Harry Douglas will drop back to about his own 15-yard line. King lofts this one up, trying to drop it inside the 10, and he will do that. Special teams will down it down there. Nico Thorpe tracked it down. And the ball will be placed at the 8-yard line. Derek Carr going to recover from this hit and come back the next time Oakland has the football. Not since October of the 2014 season have the Tennessee Titans won a game here at home. They've lost 10 in a row. They beat Jacksonville that day by a 16-14 score. Derek Carr looks like he's ready to go the next time they get their hands on the ball. Meanwhile, Mariota and the Titans from their own 8. Andrews. About 3 hard-fought yards to the 11. On the offensive line, Quinton Spain, number 60. Starting at left tackle today for Joe Looney, or left guard rather, and one of the more underrated and overlooked tight ends in the league, Delaney Walker, who happens to be the Titans' leading receiver. Doesn't nearly the publicity of all other better-known tight ends around the league receive.
Well, unfortunately, that's indicative because of the Titans' record, but he definitely has the numbers.
That quick pass is complete across the 15. Out to about the 17-yard line to Anthony Fano. Raiders 4-3 defense. Rookie Mario Edwards Jr. out of Florida State. 1 defensive end. Number 52, the terrific young linebacker Khalil Mack, whose 5 sacks leads the Raiders. And the 18-year veteran safety Charles Woodson doesn't just keep on doing it. He does it well. His 5 interceptions lead the team. 3rd and short yardage.
Looks like the Raiders are going to the man-to-man coverage here, so look for Mariota to get some rubs or crossing routes underneath.
Pulls it down, then throws, and it's broken up across the 20-yard line by number 38, T.J. Carey. It was intended for Kendall Wright.
This is just going to be Kendall Wright going on a slant with Carey on his back, knocking the ball away. I'd rather see them do a combination route where you get a flat slant combination to where you're causing the defense to make a decision if you bubble over, if you go underneath, if you trail receiver. But when you're just all doing slants, it's easier for the defender to get away.
So once again, Kern to kick it away to Ross. This time from his own 26-yard line. Dodges one, dodges two. Coming across the field and kicks it back and is brought down at about the 38 or 39-yard line. 11-18 to play in the first quarter. When we come back, so will Derek Carr.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fare, nothing to hide. MetLife. Contact a MetLife client group representative today. And by new 6th-gen Intel Core processor. It's Intel's best processor ever.
That is Broadway here in Nashville, one of the great streets in the country. Hey, find the perfect gift for your favorite sports fan. Team and player apparel and gear for eSport, plus free shipping when you shop CBS Sports. Shop now at cbssports.com/gift.
What's up?
On first down, Latavius Murray off left guard, and he will bust it out to about the 44-yard line, a pickup of about 5, and Derek Carr is back after sitting out of play. You get his number. You know, down on Broadway, you can buy records, you can buy vinyl albums, you can buy guitars, you can live music, you can buy cowboy boots.
A little bit of everything down there, you're right. It'll be interesting to see how the Titans now, not that they're trying to hurt players, but anytime you've got a starting quarterback that's dealing with an injury, he had to miss the last snap of the series, see what type of attack they bring on him.
Murray going nowhere, wrapped up back at the 41-yard line, and he will be whittled down, and that is dead football. Ryan Orakpo made the first hit.
So you can see Murray is down before the ball comes out.
About a week before it came out. But now a 3rd and 8.
Look at the Titans. Nobody in the three-point stance. Everybody's standing up.
Let's see who moved first. Our referee today is Jeff Triplett.
Could be Donald Penn that was moving.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 50. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, there is no number 50 on the Tennessee Titans.
Watch Donald Penn. See if the timing here. You're going to see guys that are rushing. They ultimately call it on 50, but as Gray has said, there is nobody 50. So.
Looked like they moved on Tony Bergstrom's head bob. 3rd and 3. Carr. That's a first down. Across midfield and fighting for more yardage to about the 46 or the 45 is Andre Holmes. Get the Raiders on offense up front. Starting center Rodney Hudson out with an ankle injury. Tony Bergstrom starting for him. And a lot of talk about wide receiver Amari Cooper, rightly so, but the veteran Michael Crabtree, more catches and more touchdown receptions. Having a terrific year.
Crabtree's been a nice addition. Nice combination with Amari Cooper, and we just saw Andre Holmes get a catch. He's been a big play receiver for the Raiders as well.
And this is Murray, and Murray not getting much, just inside the 45. Tennessee on defense, starting nose tackle Al Woods is out. He also with an ankle injury. Sammy Hill starting in his place. The veteran Brian Orakpo leads the sack-happy Titan defense in sacks. They have 31. He has 7 of them. And quarterback Cody Sensabaugh figures he well tested today. 2 picks on the year. One of them in return for a touchdown. 2nd and 9 and an empty backfield. Carr. And here come the Titans. Quick pass. And in and out of the hands of Murray. 3rd and 9.
Titans bringing pressure that time off of the right slot for Carr. So he goes out to the quick hits to the outside. Murray not able to hang on to it, forcing the Raiders into a 3rd and long.
That's the 20th drop pass of this season by the Oakland Raiders. They come into this week tied for the 3rd most in the NFL. Here's 3rd and 9. And Carr with some protection in the backfield. Running out of time, pushes it forward for Murray, and it falls incomplete.
For a defense that generally likes to bring pressure, this time on 3rd and long, they only rush to drop 8 into coverage, play zone with the main principal underneath, causing confusion for Derek Carr. No real lanes to get to as he has to step up, just tries to flip it underhand there. A little shuffle pass, I guess you would, to Tavius Murray, and not able to connect.
Once again, Harry Douglas back at his own 10-yard line. Last time, Marquette King dropped it down inside the 10. Try it again. Fair catch call for this time and made at about the 12-yard line. 8:23 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Here's a really nice thing. The Raiders and the Titans led a helping hand this past week. On Monday, the Raiders offensive line handed out turkeys to low-income and military families at the Raiders facility in Alameda. Tuesday night, the Titans teamed up with Bridge Ministry to feed an estimated 800 homeless people under the Jefferson Street Bridge here in Nashville.
Great to see the players on both teams giving back to the community, but for the Titans here on this series, I'd like to see them with the play action here on 1st down and try and push the ball up the field here and change the field position on the Raiders.
From their own 12-yard line. There's a fake. And Mariota throws wide open. He is not coming across the middle. That's Delaney and Walker out of bounds. Across the 45 to about 48-yard line.
Dorial Green-Beckham is the one. He'll be coming across here. You're going to see that's Delaney Walker, but on the front side, clearing it out is Dorial Green-Beckham. He takes the corner and the safety out of there, so when Delaney Walker comes across the field, there's no defender there. Mariota able to drop into that second layer and get the ball up by midfield.
36-yard pick on a 1st down at 48. Another play fake, and Mariota on the move hits number 83, Harry Douglas, and that is another 1st down at the 42.
2 plays in a row, getting play action pass, this time with the fake to the left. Just that counter play with the guard pulling, that gets the defense, the linebackers to bite on it. When you see the offensive lineman pulling, that generally means it's going to be a run. Catch off guard, getting leverage, accurate throw by Mariota to Douglas for the 1st down.
So now Tennessee has indeed flipped the field. They're at the Oakland 42. And on 1st down, Mariota will throw again. That is complete. Inside the 35-yard line to Delaney Walker once again.
Raiders this time coming with secondary pressure, leaving a pocket in that second level. You can see Mariota standing in there. You can see him with the pressure, the pocket collapsing around him. He doesn't get busy feet. He's able to step into it. Shaking his fingers a little bit, maybe hit him on the shoulder pad helmet.
2nd and 4. This is Andrews, and Andrews slipped as he tried to cut and goes down at the 35. We get our first update of the day to New York. JB
Pass interference call. Set this up, Greg. We got the #1 defense against the #1 league's leading rusher. Advantage, Adrian Peterson. Minnesota takes the lead 7-0 in Atlanta.
Greg, I will be more patient next time. Never step on Gumbel. Back to Greg Gumbel.
Yeah, JB, how dare you? Thank you, bud.
JB, I've learned that really quick.
Number 90 of the defense. Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Williams has been called for an unnecessary roughness.
There's some blocking going on at the end of this play. Williams got up and responded. The problem is when you jump up and respond when everybody else is standing around, the officials tend to see it.
Big Dan Williams at 6'2", 330 pounds. And you saw Jack Del Rio equally displeased on the sideline. So here's Tennessee at the 20. 3 tight ends. Along with Antonio Andrews, who now comes in motion. Mariota over the middle. It is caught for the touchdown. Tipped and caught by Craig Stevens.
That's an incredible catch, Greg. Craig Stevens with tremendous concentration. I was surprised there wasn't pass interference called on the play by Nate Allen. He's going to work a move here on Nate Allen as he comes out of the cut. Mariota doing a nice job keeping his eyes to front side. Allen grabs Stevens around the shoulder pad. You see him turn his entire body. Stevens maintaining the concentration, tips the ball in the air, is able to bring it in for the touchdown. But good job by Mariota with his eyes looking to his left to hold the middle safety so he can get back to the right for the touchdown.
Craig Stevens with his first touchdown catch of this season. And Ryan Suckup, perfect in extra points, 18 for 18 on the year. And it's blocked. And picked up by the Raiders. And number 96 is Danico Autry. And Autry down the sideline, looking for 2 points, and he's got 2.
You know, Greg, though, I think that pitch was a forward pitch. There's a flag down on the field. And I think that second lateral by T.J. Carey was a forward lateral. We'll wait and see what the flag is.
Marker is back at the 35-yard line. Here's Jeff Triplett.
Illegal forward pass. The kicking team corrects the defensive team. Therefore, because that is a foul, the point after is no good. We'll kick off at the 35. Timeout.
So Tennessee with a 6-point lead. And here's the play.
Carey shoves Suckup out of the way, and as he's getting tackled, he flips it forward. Pretty obvious.
Danico Autry, a little running back in his blood.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. And by Zales. Declare your love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store.
5:53 to play in the first quarter. 6-0 Tennessee. A 5-play, 88-yard drive, and Marcus Mariota's touchdown pass to Craig Stevens. Those Tennessee tight ends rack up the yardage, don't they?
Well, and that was a great series for Marcus Mariota and the offense. Number 1 change in the field. They've been down inside their own 15-yard line starting all these drives, and so getting that play action pass on first down to Delaney Walker to get some separation out to midfield, and play action the other way to Harry Dulles. The penalty hit them out, and ultimately getting the tight end Craig Stevens for the touchdown.
Saw Jack Del Rio working the officials along the sideline. Working hard.
That's part of the job. You got to work them a little bit.
Jerry Ross is deep. And on the run from 2 yards deep into the end zone. Out across the 20 to about 22-yard line. Thursday on CS and NFL Network. It's an important NFC North matchup. Packers will look to get a little revenge for their Week 10 loss to the Detroit Lions. In 2 weeks, division-leading Viking and Cardinals take center stage only on NFL Network. You think the Green Bay Packers might be a little sore about that game?
Yeah, they're going to be a little salty. And obviously, you look at this from a couple weeks ago. Detroit, this is really what caused their turnaround of their season, and they've been hot ever since.
And the Detroit Lions, people expected from the outset First and 10. Carr. Pass to the near sideline, complete and out of bounds to the rookie. Cooper.
I think it's important to note, we talked about the last series that Tennessee needed to try and take some shots, push the ball up the field. I think with the Raiders, you have to be a little bit careful of that. We mentioned coming into this game, the pressure that the Titans are able to apply to quarterbacks, number of sacks that they applied, especially since Derek Carr was already knocked out of this game once. Taking the time to push the ball up the field, you mean you're going to have to hold on to it a little bit longer.
Pick 5, second and 5. Carr throw again. With time, throwing it down the middle, it is caught. Inside the 40 to the 35 is Seth Roberts, the first-year guy out of West Alabama.
I mentioned if you push the ball up the field, you have to hang onto the ball longer. Watch the protection that Derek Carr gets. Latavius Murray goes from right to left to pick up the blitzer, coming off the edge. He's able to make an accurate throw upfield to Roberts.
Well, you were right. He had all kinds of time in the face of a team known for its pass rush. 38-yard pickup. Carr going to throw again. Going to look to run it. Can't get away and goes down at the 42-yard line, courtesy of Avery Williamson.
They were trying to get a look out to Latavius Murray when he was on the swing, and that was the outlet for the quick throw, but Carr hanging onto the ball to try and push it up the field, not having the time as the pocket collapsed.
Quarterback sack is another notch on the belt for these Tennessee Titans offense.
He slides up and tries to buy some time, but it's a relentless defense as they get after quarterback.
That is a rare sack for Derek Carr. Second and 17. Setting up the screen. Murray up the middle and jaws inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Titans decide to bring pressure once again. Timely call on the screen. Only one defender left there to try and make a shoestring tackle. As Blindy Ray Wilson is trying to make a shoestring tackle of Latavius Murray, he's able to keep his feet and pick up a big first down after that sack on first down.
Latavius Murray is a big back at 6'3", 230. 23-yard pickup, first down now at the Tennessee 18. This is Murray. Maybe a yard. Get another update and see if I can finish the throw before JB picks it up. JB and Bart.
Houston in the turnaround.
Houston rolling early, winners of 3 straight. Brian Hoyer's going to find Cecil Shorts for the 3-yard pass. Houston up 14-0.
Much more patient with my talented colleague, Greg Gumbel.
Yeah, JB, thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. AFC South. We mentioned at the top of the day, Tennessee at 2-8, only 3 games back of the division leaders. Second and 9. This is Olawale, and Olawale cuts it out. Still on his feet, and inside the 10 to about the 7, and it'll be first and goal.
Olawale getting more and more involved in the game plan, very similar in stature and size and talent to Marcel Reese, who they've used for a long time. And when you have somebody you can use in a number of different ways, catching the ball out of the backfield, this time Olawale getting the sweep, following his offensive lineman around that left side. He's not easy to bring down.
So Murray back in the backfield. 69-yard drive and counting for the Raiders. Carr on the move. Oh, end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Michael Crabtree.
All scoring plays are going to be automatically reviewed. It's Crabtree one-on-one on the ball, working that right sideline. As Derek Carr is rolling to his right, trying to catch it right in that front pylon, gets both feet down. The ball's secure. He finishes it to the ground. You can see both feet down. Goes to the ground and finishes it. The ball doesn't move. That'll be a quick signal to the officials on the play that the extra point should move forward.
Textbook by Crabtree.
and great placement of Carr. That's the only spot. You have to put it in that front corner, and that way if it's incomplete, you're not giving the defender an opportunity for a 100-yard pick six.
So it's confirmed it is a legitimate touchdown catch, and Sebastian Janikowski for the extra point. And with 1:34 to play in the first quarter, the Raiders come right back to the touchdown and the extra point to lead 7-6. A 7-play, 77-yard drive. Derek Carr to Michael Crabtree for the touchdown. And as you see there, Crabtree's 6th TD catch this season.
Well, it was just the answer the Raiders needed offensively. They had good field position to start this game off, and they weren't able to do anything with it. So getting that answer to the Tennessee Titans scoring drive was important.
Trey McBride will let that one fly through the end zone. And so Tennessee will start from its own 20-yard line, and here is Marcus Mariota. And that last drive was picture perfect in a lot of ways, Trent.
Well, after starting the game off 1 for 4, this time he's 3 for 4. Big completion to Delaney Walker, then Harry Douglas, and of course the touchdown to Stevens after the concentration. So he's settling in and feeling much more comfortable as he's pushing the ball down the field.
5 out of 8 for 78 yards and a touchdown. As he gets the Titans started from the 20. Number 23, rookie running back David Cobb is in the backfield and gets the handoff. And it's outside for about 3 before he's brought down by Malcolm Smith. Hey, Tuesday on CBS, it's everyone's favorite red-nosed reindeer in high def. Gather the family for a very special presentation. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Tuesday at 7 Central, only CBS. Do not tell me you won't be watching, Trent. I will.
I still have a young daughter at home, so I definitely will. That's my excuse. That's what I'm going to lean on. Say what my daughter wants to watch it. So that's like, I love watching that.
I don't still have a young daughter at home. I have the DVR set. 2nd and 7. Cobb once again. And bulls his way across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. There's Mike Mularkey, official time interim head coach. Took over, and his Titans had a really emotional win at New Orleans in his first game.
Well, and he talks about what he wants to do with this football team. He wants them to be tough, and he wants them to be physical. And you see this last series started off with 2 runs to David Cobb. That's part of what he wants to do. He wants to establish the run. He wants the guys up front to be tough, but ultimately need to protect the football as well, which is what the Titans have been able to do so far.
3rd and 4. Mariota under pressure, got away from it, still looking. Penalty marker is thrown as that pass goes out of bounds. Now let's check the flag.
Holding. Offense number 60. The penalties decline. 4th down.
That's the rookie Quinton Spain starting at left guard today.
Unfortunately, that happens. See the guard in here. Quinton Spain will be called on the hold. Sometimes for offensive line, when the quarterback starts to scramble, he gets Edwards hooked around there, and that's what Triplett called. Jeff Triplett, the head official, calls and sees that.
So in this last play of the first quarter, Kern barely got the kick away. It will bounce, and it will take a Raider bounce, and now rolls back inside the 3-yard line. So we come to the end of the first quarter. When we begin the second, it'll be Derek Carr and the Oakland offense. They lead it by 1. This is the NFL on CBS. We start the second quarter. Oakland at their own 39.
Hey, Teddy! Express! Yes, sir!
Carr, the sideline, and connects with Amari Cooper. And that'll be good for a first down, and we go back to New York once again. JB, Mark Scott.
Phillip Rivers still on point.
On 3rd and goal, Phillips going to find Dontrell Inman for the 2-yard score to take the lead. 7-6.
Back to Greg, Trent, and Jay.
All right, guys. San Diego still trying to find themselves, floundering at the bottom of the AFC West. Carr steps up, throws. Almost a terrific catch by Michael Crabtree.
Right now, Derek Carr getting time in the pocket. He has been under some pressure, but the offensive line giving him time to look across the field, lay it up the field. Crabtree not able to bring in the one-handed grab. You see Carr's dialed in on some of the combinations and pressures that they're bringing. The previous play, he changed the play twice at line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 10, give it to Murray, and Murray inside the 30. To about the 36, and we go down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, despite the Raiders' 3-game slide, Derek Carr told us yesterday, demeanor on this team has not changed. A lot of that has to do in the confidence of how head coach Jack Del Rio prepares this team. Carr also gave us insight into the fact that this team knows this time last year, they were nowhere near the team they are now. He felt like they weren't even in a lot of games. They couldn't compete. But now the Raiders have some of those gut-wrenching losses. They know that they can be in these games and truly compete in games in their division.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, Jack Del Rio brings that linebacker attitude.
He definitely has the focus of this team, and after a year ago only finishing with 3 wins, now sitting here at 4 already.
That pass off the fingertips of Crabtree.
Don't be surprised if they don't go for this. This is well within Janikowski's field goal range. Crabtree had a chance to bring that in for the first down. It looks like the Raiders are going to go for it.
4th and 2. And we saw how Janikowski was kicking warming up. You look this move?
I do, and we did. We saw Janikowski kicking 59-yarders in the middle of the field like it was nothing, but I like the Raiders going for this. I'd rather be aggressive and look for a combination route down here to the bottom of the script. 3 receivers.
Had to pick up the football after dropping it and throws it downfield, and it's incomplete, and the ball will go over on down. Got everything prepared for 4th and 2, and then you drop the snap.
Derek Carr has Amari Cooper in motion. He's just going to do an out route. If he's able to hold on to this snap, you'll see Cooper pushes it upfield, gets the rub on the outside off of Holmes. He's there at the first down marker. They're able to get it off, but after fumbling the snap, Carr has no choice but to throw it away.
So Tennessee taking over at its own 36-yard line, and David Cobb is in the backfield behind Mario. Play fake to him. The pass is complete over the middle to Kendall Wright, and Wright has a first down out to about the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. Gives us a moment to remind you, NFL fans, order your holiday gifts from NFLshop.com today. Save up to 20% off at the official store of the NFL, NFLshop.com. So Tennessee done on its first 4 possessions, 3 punts, and a touchdown.
Greg, this is the best field position they've had.
This is Wright. And Wright wrestled down as he came across by the rookie Mario Edwards Jr. Time to go green.
Well, we haven't seen this play yet, but this is the zone read that Marcus Mariota ran so well in college. Last game against Jacksonville, you can see as he keeps his eyes on the defensive end, he reads in, collapse, keeps the ball, runs to the outside, picking up a good block as he works his way down the sideline for the touchdown. So let's see if that becomes a part of this game plan as we progress on. I haven't seen it yet today.
Marcus Mariota does bring the ability to run the football. On 2nd and 10, got rid of it. That's complete to Walker. And Walker stacked up at the 47-yard line. I thought it was interesting. Walker was quoted this week talking about his Pro Bowl chances and how he's not anywhere near the top. And he doesn't get the publicity that a Gronkowski or a Witten gets, but he is pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's near the top or at the top in a number of tight end receiving categories, and it's a way to be able to voice that and have a displeasure with. You look at there, he's leading the league now after that last catch, leading the league in tight end reception. So when you have a football team with the record like Tennessee does, it's hard to get that national recognition. But from a personal standpoint, he's putting together a heck of a season.
And Tennessee has to call a timeout with the play clock winding down. We have 11:25 to play in the first half of a 7-6 game.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. The gift you'll treasure forever. Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL. And by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
A look at Nissan Stadium from the other side of the Cumberland River here in Nashville. Just under 11.5 to play in the first half. Mariota with a 3rd and 5. Running out of time. Getting out of the way, looking downfield, throwing it, it's incomplete. Batted away by David Amber. Intended for Harry Douglas.
As Mariota was able, he was trying to look out to his left where he had that combination route. Nobody was open, and then the pressure came in. He had to scramble, trying to be on the same page, and Emerson knocking it away. There's Ken Norton Jr., defensive coordinator for the Raiders.
On 4th and 5. Penalty marker flies as Hearn goes down, and the fair catch is made at the 11-yard line. Number 54, Corey Toomer, was in on the punter.
Well, no matter if it's roughing or running into, 5 yards will give him a first down also.
Personal foul. Referee the kicker. Defense. 54. 50-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that gives the offense new life for the Tennessee Titans. Ken Norton Jr. left him please.
Corey Toomer will be coming right up the middle here. Middle right of the screen, finding a lane to get through. Some good acting by Kern, but nonetheless, he still got hit. That left trail leg, he got clipped a little bit, but as I said, 5 or 15, either one would have given him the first down. This just gives Titans better field position as it comes to whether or not they're able to move it any further. They're already in field goal range.
That's the second time a personal foul has given Titans a first down. There's a double reverse. And this is Kendall Wright. And Wright, penalty marks fly, 2 markers down. That one was inviting yellow flags. Jack Del Rio rendering a verdict. Here we go.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding number 82, the offense. Holding number 60, the offense. Both those penalties are declined. It'll be second down.
So penalties on Delaney, Walker, and Quinton Spain.
Well, here you're gonna. It's a pitch here, or it's a pitch there, and then a pitch around to the backside. But keep an eye on here. They maintain the backside leverage. You know, you get this kind of field position. I don't know why they're trying to do a quick hit. I understand you want to do some trick plays from time to time, but look where that hold takes place at the 42-yard line. I'm a little surprised they didn't take that penalty because that would be 10 yards from the hold, from the spot of that hold.
Instead, it's 2nd and 14, and that pass by Mariota to Harry Douglas gets them back to, maybe, let's see, 3rd and 9, maybe?
Yeah, I'm more about moving them back across midfield. If you can get that holding call at the 42-yard line, you get 10 yards back. It's but they got a big stop there on 2nd down, force them into a 3rd and long, and the Titans have yet to convert a 3rd down today as they came into the game as the 30th ranked team converting 3rd down. So the Raiders having a good job on 3rd down.
3rd and 9. Mariota with time, running out of time, and he goes down. Back at the 37-yard line, Khalil Mack. The Oakland sack leader coming into this game.
Mariota's got to understand where they are in terms of the field. In terms of they're already in field goal range. You can't take yourself out of that. You got Walker's going to go down the middle of the field. Fasano going down the middle of the field. That's who he's trying to get it to. He's trying to get it to his tight ends. As you see the crossing route between the two. But by taking that sack, now they have to force the punt.
Penalty marker flies as Ross makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. That penalty marker thrown on the far side of the field. Nothing like a little yellow to brighten up a cloudy day.
During the kick, holding number 31 of the receiving team. Half consistent to go. First down.
Penalty is on Nico Thorpe. It's going to back the Raiders up under the shadow of their goal post. 9:11 to play in the first half. Two good young quarterbacks, all promise in the world, as we said at the beginning of the day, pretty even at this stage.
Well, and both of them started off a little cold there at the beginning of the first quarter, but they've started to fire up here a little bit.
See fans see their defense with a chance to stand here. From the 4-yard line. Murray for a couple across 5 to about the 6.5 or so.
So you don't think I'm too crazy, although you know I'm a little bit crazy, but the holding call that I had earlier against the Raiders, it's not a spot foul. The holding occurs behind the line of scrimmage. It would have been taken, the 10 yards would have been taken on the line of scrimmage. So since it was a loss of yardage, that was a good decision by Jack Del Rio.
You haven't changed my mind. Coming up 8.5 to play in the first half. 2nd and 7. Quick pass, far side. And a diving catch made by Crabtree just across the 10-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 3.
And that can be a dangerous throw down there when you're throwing on a drop back. You're not doing play. A lot of teams are anticipating run down there, so a play action pass to push the ball upfield. If you make a quick throw, the corners are more susceptible to jumping on it. So the Raiders are lucky after that ball's tipped that they were able to bring it in. But look on 3rd down here. You've got combination route down to the bottom with Roberts and Crabtree.
Carr pumps once, go deep down the sideline, and it is caught. Oh, what a catch, Cooper! Bleedy Ray Wilson looked like he had a bead on the ball, and all of a sudden it was there.
Carr sees that Cooper is one-on-one with Ray Wilson. Underthrows it a little bit. Bleedy's in position to make the play. He just misses it, and Cooper is able to bring the ball right around his arm and secure the catch for the big first down, getting some separation from their own goal line.
30-yard pickup to the 40.
What's up?
Back to the ground game, and this is Murray for about 3. As we come up on 7 to play here in the first half. Throwing over 20 yards this season. Derek Carr's receiver is exceptional.
Well, and you understand why Marcus Mariota, he's a young quarterback. They're both young quarterbacks, but Mariota being a rookie quarterback, trying to get the ball out of his hands more quickly. He hasn't had a stable of offensive line and protection as Carr has had in Oakland. That's why I think you see the difference in the numbers.
Carr on the move. They'll keep it. And diving forward. And a big hit at about the 48-yard line. Avery Williamson leading the defensive charge. That's a lot of contact on your young quarterback.
Yeah, especially for a guy that had to leave the game earlier because of a hit to his ribs. I'm sure right along that Oakland sideline, they weren't real happy with it. You got to love his fieriness and his competitiveness, but taking a big chance.
And you have to wonder if they're going to, let's see, they have called a timeout here with 5:49 to play. So while they take a breather, we'll take the moment to remind you Saturday, the best game from the best conferences, the biggest of the year. It's Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide in the SEC Championship on CBS. All begins with CBS College Football Championship Saturday and college football today.
How about Derrick Henry at Alabama? 270 yards rushing yesterday. That was 46 carries, something like that. That's a lot of carries, a lot of yards. But I don't think Jack Del Rio would let him run for that many yards. You have to find a way to stop him, right?
46 carries. Some guys don't get that in a month. 3rd and 2.
Keeper coming out of the backfield. Look at isolation on the bottom.
They'll give it to Murray, and Murray has the first down across midfield into the 46 of the Titans.
Right side of the offensive line, pushing that pile, giving Murray a chance to pick up the first down.
So Murray once again in the backfield behind Mariota on first down from the 46. Murray again. And a pretty good stick by Mike Griffin, the veteran safety. Once again to New York, JB and Bart.
Playoff implications, Kansas City finally on the board.
Kansas City responds. Spencer Ware's going to take it in for the 3-yard carry. Jeremy Maclin set up this touchdown with a 37 empty catch. Buffalo lead 10-7.
Greg and Trent.
All right, guys, thank you. That AFC West for all kinds of possibilities going down the stretch.
I was just going to say, Raiders trying to stay a part of that conversation.
That pass, oh, what a pretty play. Complete to Clyde Walford, the rookie tight end.
Just trying to get a quick throw. You'll see Carr, he turns out does a pump fake to the right, trying to set up that wide receiver, running back screen to the outside. Able to hit in that second window. Walford. Carr with a beautiful pass to touch it over the top of the underneath defender.
And another first down now for the Raiders at the Tennessee 33. Carr stepping up, throwing, complete to about the 22. And let's see if it gives them enough for yet another. It does. It's another first down. Amari Cooper once again, and Amari Cooper with his receiving yards today. Now an Oakland rookie record for wide receivers, eclipsing James Jett's mark, 771 yards back in '93. He's got 805 on the year.
Well, you saw that last play was a bunch formation, and you try and get a release, and you cause confusion by crisscross everybody underneath, and they left a big window for him to get the check.
Murray to the 21. Avery Williamson with the stop, and it looks more now that the Raiders have a little bit more confidence in their running game, and all these completions by Derek Carr loosening it up a bit.
Yeah, you start loosening things up for the defense when you're able to spread the ball around, push the ball upfield, you pump fake a short throw, get a throw down the sideline for the first down. Now you're starting to see some combination routes, starting to see some different ways they're spreading it around. If you take a look at Bill Musgrave, the offensive coordinator, really getting into a rhythm now with Derek Carr and what Tennessee's trying to do defensively.
11th play of this drive. Carr, one over the middle, that's Crabtree. And Crabtree brought down at about the 17.5-yard line, and that should bring us to the 2-minute warning. Nope, timeout is called. And Tennessee calls timeout, stopping the clock with 2:11 to play in the first half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. And by Garmin Fitness. Let's beat yesterday.
We remind you the Verizon halftime report coming your way. JB and the guys back in New York with scores and highlights, all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. 3rd and 6 here, Trent.
Well, it's important to note Tennessee still has the one timeout, so if they're able to keep the Raiders inbounds, if it's a completed pass or run, and they don't get the first down, Tennessee will burn that last timeout before the 2-minute warning to save their offense as much time as possible.
Got some movement up front. Carr thinks he got defense to jump, and it's not going to go against Tennessee. Looks like it's going to go against Oakland. Or at least one official was indicating a fault art.
Well, this would be the second time today that Carr has been able to get Tennessee off sides, unless they're going to get Bergstrom the center or Carr with a head bob or something to draw it.
False start. Number 4. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That would be Mr. Head Bob himself at quarterback.
Now, I want you to watch Derek Carr as he's going through his cadence, and you're going to see his knees bend and he's going to flex. Here's Carr here. Watch his knee bend and flex, and his arms even move. And that's what they're going to call it on. Right here, you'll see dip. Right there is what's going to be called.
That's a good call.
It was. It's an accurate call. They're they're not even letting the older quarterbacks get with that type of movement.
Carr on 3rd and 11. Over middle. Right on the money. Inside the 10 to the 5 is Seth Roberts. And as we hit the 2-minute warning, it'll be 1st and goal from the 5. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Derek Carr has been very impressive in this drive, showing that rifle arm on occasion, also showing the soft touch when he's had to.
Yeah, he's been able to lace it down the side on a touch and then firing it over the middle to pick up first down.
1st and goal from the 5. This is Latavius Murray. And he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Let's go back to that last throw by Derek Carr.
Well, keep an eye on the linebackers, Williamson and Arakpo right here. But the receiver is going to come from the side here and sit down the middle. But watch the eyes of Derek Carr and the way his ability to fire that between the linebackers. That's 3rd and 10. They know they have to push the ball up the field, and yet by dropping back at that zone, they're able to find that hole in there. Roberts just sitting down right on the hash. Carr leading him in there and showing arm strength to get the first down.
Well, Tennessee has used its 3rd and final timeout to stop the clock with 1:55. And we'll remind you, the Verizon halftime report with JB and the guys back in New York with latest scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
Since on first down, the Raiders went the running play. Here on 2nd down, you're either going to get a rollout or movement by Derek Carr. I think maybe coming to this wide side of the field, or you're going to get a play action pass, trying to draw that underneath coverage and get isolated.
Andre Holmes in motion. Carr on the move, throws and almost intercepted by David Bass, number 51. Intended for Olawale coming out of the backfield.
Well, and that's a huge drop by Bass. Good in coverage, too risky by David Carr trying to get that to Olawale, but Bass reading it all the way, and considering where the Raiders are field position-wise, that would have been a huge turnover for the Titans.
When a quarterback lets one go like that, you immediately want to go, no!
That's where you wish you had a string on the end of the football. As soon as it leaves your fingertips, you just want to yank it back.
3rd and goal.
Crabtree and Cooper down here at the bottom of the screen.
Carr up the middle. Back to the 6. And here comes Sebastian Janikowski. Pretty good job by the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, I understand the competitiveness of Carr, but He's taking a lot of hits this first half. And I think if you're the Raiders, you want him taking those kind of, especially down in that field position. I understand the fieriness and the competitiveness, but sometimes you just have to throw it away.
Less than 30 yards out. Janikowski's been automatic. This one's 24 yards away. And that kick is good with 1:01 to play. In the first half, it's a 10-6 Raider lead. 61 seconds to play in the first half here in Nashville. The Raider field goal makes it a 10-6 lead. And the Titans will get their hands on the football here with no timeouts. McBride will run this one out in the end zone from about 3 yards deep. Right up the middle. Across the 20. Out to the 25 and down at about the 26-yard line. Hey, Oakland first of 3 Super Bowl wins came in Super Bowl 11 at the Rose Bowl. Had a late, great Ken Stabler, who passed away this past summer. Threw for 180 yards and a touchdown, and Willie Brown returned interception 75 yards for another score. John Madden's Raiders beating the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 32-14. And the Pro Football Hall of Fame Senior Committee recently made Ken Stabler a finalist for election to the Hall. A unique individual.
And a heck of a quarterback.
No timeout available to the Titans now. Mariota got his man across the 45, close midfield. That is Dorial Green Beckham, a huge target, 6'5", 237 pounds.
No timeouts here, so it's okay to work the middle of the field. You still have 35 seconds. So the next one, though, you're going to have to up. If you don't get out of bounds, you got to get up and spike the ball.
That pass is complete next to Delaney Walker inside the 45. Clock continues to move, 25 seconds to play.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do after that completion inbound. They got to get up and stop the clock.
And he spikes it with 17 to play.
Same thing here now. There's 17 seconds, so you can still utilize the middle of the field because that gives you plenty of time to get everybody up to the ball and spike it and give yourself a chance for a field goal. So you can click guys out on the outside, have a tight end running back, someone in the middle of the field that you can connect with, try and pick up another 5, 10, sometimes even 15 yards based on the coverage that the Raiders will be playing, and then you should be able to get everybody up to spike it, try that last field goal.
Green Beckham to the bottom of your screen, Harry Douglas to the top. That Delaney Walker in the slip to the near side, looking the other way on the slant, complete. It's intended for Kendall Wright. On 4th and 2, we talked to Mike Markey about, are you in a gambling mood, especially with a team that's 2-8, and he said, absolutely.
Yeah, he said you would take a little bit more risk than this, but I think on 4th down, you just keep the same game plan. So you got 13 seconds. They went to that play before. Kendall Wright in the slot on carry and just a straight move. Go that double slot look again, but maybe do a slant and a flat combination to where if you get the flat, you're out of bounds. If you get the slant, you're close enough to the line of scrimmage, you can spike.
Looking to this side of the field and batted down, incomplete. Nice play made by Taylor Mays. And the ball will go over on downs with 10 seconds to play in the half.
Knocking it down before Delaney Walker can bring it in.
You're keeping that left hand off the back of the intended receiver, too.
And that's an important point to make, Greg, because a lot of defensive backs, when they go to make that swipe and push it away, they get that hook call. They get their arm wrapped around. Taylor Mays with a great play there, keeping that backside hand away from Delaney Walker and able to have the ball away.
Now, 10 seconds on the clock. Oakland has 2 timeouts, and they also have Sebastian Janikowski.
So, yeah, now you've got use of the whole field. You don't have to work the sideline. You don't have to get out of bounds. You don't have to worry about spiking it. You just have to make sure if your guy catches his ball, he doesn't run around too much and use up all the clock. You need to get down and call a timeout.
Carr, and that is complete to Michael Rivera, and Rivera across midfield, and timeout is called. Let's see what they're going to do off the clock.
Janikowski's already coming out on the field. He's trying to convince the real that that's what he wants to do. He worked his way out there. This would be about a 65-yarder.
Let's see if they got the timeout before the clock hit triple zeros. Yeah, they are going to reset to 2 seconds.
So it would be 65 yards for Janikowski.
Now, we watched him in warm-ups, and he teed it up from 59 yards out and cleared the upright by what?
And the thing, he cleared it by 10 yards, and he just punched it. It was just like a little punch. It wasn't even a full kick. So, but it looks like they're going to go with the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by it since it's the end of the half.
Yeah, Derek Carr has come back onto the field, and Janikowski is on the sideline.
He's even laughing. He's like, yeah, that would have been a nice try, but maybe they try getting him off sides. They got him earlier in the game. Try and get a hard count here, get another 5 yards, and then try field goal.
Quick pass. That's up Roberts. Roberts crossing the field. Looking for someone to lateral. Oh, man, he's taking long route. All the way back here to Amari Cooper. Well, this is an end of game, man. The last guy you want to put to is a quarterback.
Yeah, you're lucky Carr didn't take a big shot. He was smart enough to go down, but ultimately it started off as about a 35-yard completion, ended up a 4-yard loss.
I'm going to put a dent into your passing numbers for the day.
Well, and it was a heck of a shot. Shot that Seth Roberts had to take.
Go down, Amy.
Well, Coach, you told us yesterday your team is excellent at making adjustments at the half. What changes do we anticipate seeing for you guys?
We'll see. We'll get in there and make.
Oh, come on, Coach. Anything you want to tell?
No, nothing that I want to share to the country, but it was a good half of football. We had one drive we allowed on defense. The rest of the day, I thought we were pretty solid. We want to come out here and play a good second half and come out here and win.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Nice try, Jamie.
I love it.
10-6 Oakland at halftime. We're back with the Verizon Halftime Report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, the home of Super Bowl 50. Welcome back to Nashville. We're in the first half. Both these young quarterbacks performing pretty well. Derek Carr to Crabtree for touchdown. Keeping the Raiders on top. Marcus Mariota had a touchdown pass of his own to Craig Stevens. And at the break, it's the Raiders leading the Tennessee Titans in the lead now by a score of 10-6. Time for Who You Lovin', presented by McDonald's Game Time Gold. And that Carr to Crabtree combo that was pretty as a picture. We welcome you back to rainy Nashville, Tennessee. Greg Gumbel along with Trent Green. These two teams, I said at the very beginning of the day, we'll see who performs best with their backs against the wall.
Well, and I think it's impressive to point out the character of both of these two teams. Both been struggling this year. They haven't had a lot of wins. They're trying to get back on track. Both still in the playoff picture, but it hasn't gone real smoothly for them this year. So the character of both teams coming out fighting hard. They've played a very good football game. And we start looking about keys for the second half. Oakland, I'd like to see Latavius Murray more involved. Get him more carries. He has 11 carries for 21 yards. Let's get him more touches, more involved. And then for the Titans, they had some success with the play-action pass. Yes, you want to get the ball out of Marcus Mariota's hands quickly, but take that shot up the field from time to time, and they had success with it in the first half.
And proof positive that the weatherman isn't always wrong. It has begun to rain here in Nashville as the Titans kick it away to the Raiders. Jeremy Ross is deep. This one short. Ross at about the 6-yard line, right up the middle of the field. And across the 25 and across the 30, out to about the 31, down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, I'm happy to report that I got just about as much out of Coach Mularkey as I did from Coach Del Rio. Regardless, really what he feels like is plaguing the Titans at this point is their lack of success on the third down. That's what's keeping them out of the end zone. They need to win more one-on-one battles. Now, the rain is as hard as it's been all day, so keep in mind this will not bother Marcus Mariota whatsoever because of his history playing at Oregon.
All right, thank you. You know, I felt a little silly asking him that yesterday. He said, now, if it rains tomorrow, is that going to bother you? And he basically passed it off as just another day.
Yeah, he just kind of chuckled at it.
Blue 80! What's up?
This is Latavius Murray. And Murray to to about the 35-yard line, taking a cue from you in your second half storyline.
Well, I think once they run out of the tunnel, and my storyline was before I saw the downpour here in the second half. So it's going to be an important part of this game. But also the ball security comes more into play. As Jamie pointed out, the ball security, the rain, yes, Marcus Mariota maybe has some familiarity within the rain, but it's not necessarily comfort zone ball carriers and receivers.
Murray once again. And Murray across the 40 to about the 42, and looks to be enough for a first down.
I love it, Greg, when the coaches make me sound right. When
that is what's happening here in Nashville. You know, Jamie made mention of this at the very start of the day when I asked Charles Woodson. I said, "It rains tomorrow. Advantage offense or defense?" And he right away said defense.
Quick jump to the defense, and it is because there's so many things that can go wrong. You have the quarterback-center exchange, you have the handoffs, you have the pass attempts, you have the receiver trying to catch it, you have guys just trying to tuck the ball away with not used to tucking a wet football away.
Another carry for Murray, and this one went nowhere. These are the first half possessions of the Raiders. A couple of punts and touchdown, and the ball went over on downs, the field goal. And then one of the more entertaining plays to wind up the half.
Yeah, that's look at that second to last series there, 16 plays and 90 yards. That was a great combination of David Carr making some plays. I'm sorry, I said David Carr, didn't I? Derek Carr. David Carr had a big influence on Derek. How about that?
Red 33!
Second down.
Red 33's hot!
Keep it on the ground with Murray. And Murray spun to the ground by Avery Williamson, who has been all over the field for Tennessee today on defense. Tennessee missing linebacker Derek Morgan today. Williamson has done a good job at the east side linebacker position.
Well, since Bill Musgrave is trying to make me sound really smart, since the first 4 plays the Raiders have called have all been handoffs to Latavius Murray, I don't think on 3rd and 6 that they're going to hand the ball off again. I think they're either going to try and set up a safe throw, which would be more like a screen, or more go to a slight flat combination, crossing to the middle of the field.
Carr go deep down the sideline to Cooper. Cooper with the catch as a penalty marker is thrown.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference. Cooper had an arm bar going there, a farm. Although it looks like they're going to call it on Bleedy Ray Wilson from the initial
early indication, yeah.
The initial look, but
prior to the pass, holding number 24 defense. Penalties decline. Result of the plays, first down.
Well, he says it's Cody Sendabaugh, but it was Bleedy Ray Wilson with a little handful of jersey right there on Amari Cooper.
Well, I guess Cooper had a stiff arm with his left, and Ray Wilson is hold with his right, so you can see the jersey extend, and that must have been what the official saw. He saw Ray Wilson extend the jersey of Amari Cooper, and that's what drew the flag, even though it was a little bit of back and forth with a stiff arm in one direction.
So that's a 38-yard pickup. And makes it first and, let's see, it'll be first and 10, just outside the 10-yard line at about the 12.
Jeff Tripp looking pretty fired up about rain pouring down.
I was going to say, what is the over-under for Jeff's microphone going out in the bad weather?
Pretty safe bet.
First down from the 12. Play clock running down. Got the snap. Carr going to throw for the end zone for Cooper. Incomplete. It'll be second and 10. Amari Cooper, you mentioned this earlier, how he rates among all of the other rookies for catches and receiving yards and touchdowns and yards after the catch.
Well, he has, and he still leads all these categories, as we're obviously showing here. He's had a dip the last few weeks because of that injury. But today, 6 receptions for 99 yards, so getting back on track.
Murray. Straight ahead. You know, you mentioned that hip, but we also had quite a bit of conversation with the Raiders about hitting that wall that so many rookies find at this point of the season.
And that's a very real thing. I know everybody wants to pretend like it's not going to be a real thing, but for the rookies coming out of college, you're not used to playing this many games, let alone having OTAs, mini camp, training camp, in the preseason, 4 preseason games before you even start the regular season. So it is a real thing that happens, just not only from a physical standpoint, but a mental standpoint as well. And as you see Cooper's numbers, he's dealing with that thigh injury that he suffered on a hit against Pittsburgh in Week 9. Looks like he's recovered pretty well.
3rd and 8. Carr looking left, throwing. That's complete. Seth Roberts, touchdown. At first glance, that just looked like a bad job of tackling. Parrish Cox was the cornerback.
They're trying to get a combination route up the field. You can see that Carr was trying to be patient, keep his eyes up the field. He just hit the outlet underneath to Roberts. Tremendous that Roberts is able to keep his balance in these conditions. And Parrish Cox going to the low tackle and touchdown.
Seth Roberts' 3rd touchdown catch of the season, undrafted. Janikowski is good. 10:45 to play. And the Raiders go right out and march it down the field. 17-6. Rain's been coming down hard since the start of the second half. 69-yard, 8-play drive for the Raiders. Seth Roberts with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. 17-6 Oakland. And Janikowski just drives this one completely out of the end zone for the touchback. Programming note for you, Wednesday on CS. A heartbreaking event will shake these doctors to their core. Don't miss a new Code Black Wednesday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Can the rain affect with the mind of a quarterback?
Well, again, especially if you're having problems gripping the ball, if you're having problems with the quarterback-center exchange, there's things that can start affecting because you have to grip the ball differently if the ball gets too wet.
7 rushing yards for the Tennessee Titans in the first half. They only had the ball 51 seconds of the last 13 and a half minutes played in this game. Mariota rolling, throwing, incomplete on the far side. Intended for Douglas, defended well by David Emerson. This is what Tennessee did offensively in the first half, with the lone touchdown just standing out. We told you about that time of possession being lopsided in about the last 14 minutes or so. 22 change to just 12 minutes for Tennessee. On 2nd and 10, Mariota going to loft this one. A little hand fighting there, and here's a penalty marker. Harry Douglas and TJ Carey mixed up.
Looks like they're going to get Carey with the call.
Pass interference. Defense, number 38. Ball will be placed, spot of the foul, first down.
That strikes me as something badly needed by the Tennessee Titans.
Well, you just need to get something positive happening. After the Raiders open up the second half and go down and get that touchdown, it's imperative that the Titans come back and respond since they're now down by 11. You need to not only change – you ultimately want to get points. You always want to get points, but you ultimately need to change the field as well because it's important to remember as this rank continues to come down, there's big plays that happen because as soon as a guy slips down, as soon as something affects the approach the defender has in the tackle, you can get a big play.
Mariota going to go deep. Has a man open. Incomplete. Intended for Kendall Wright and covered all by Emerson.
See as Wright goes for the ball as he's falling to the ground. Emerson reaches in there, is able to knock it away. He doesn't get his head turned around, but because he doesn't knock right, speaking of knocking, as Marcus Mariota gets knocked to the ground.
On 2nd and 10, Mariota now 5 straight incompletions thrown. He's 10 out of 10 on the day. This is Andrews, and Andrews up the middle, spinning forward to about the 39-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
And this is difficult now as the rain's coming down. We mentioned the problems that Tennessee had coming into this game. 30th in the National Football League in third down conversions so far today. 0 for 6 on third down attempts. So in order to keep this drive alive, they're going to need to pick up a chunk of yardage.
Highsmith pulled it down, under pressure, throwing, incomplete. And another flag is thrown on this side of the field.
Looks like they're going to get TJ Carey holding Delaney Walker.
Prior to the pass, holding number 38, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There you got Carey on Delaney Walker. Just bear hugging him. So that's 2 times in this drive that TJ Carey has given up a first down on penalties as Mariota goes to the ground once again.
Well, 9 first downs for the Titans today, 4 of them via the penalty. Andrews to midfield and out of bounds at about the Raider 45. And that's a first down. Remember what Delaney Walker told us when we saw him this weekend. He said with Mike Mularkey, we're going to run the football a lot because physical teams run the ball well.
Well, that's the message you want to send. Mike Mularkey, that's his background. You have to remember when he came up in the league playing for Chuck Noll, playing for Bud Grant, he wants to be a physical type of football team, and that's the message he's sending or has sent to this team since taking over as interim head coach.
Pretty entertaining. I was talking about Chuck Noll, wasn't it?
Those are great. I love the history of the league. So hearing stories about Nolan and Bud Grant, I could listen to that all day.
Mariota on the move. Gonna run it. And let's see where he is marked out of bounds. Inside the 40 at about the 38. Let's go down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, there are some changes that Coach Mularkey instituted with the Titans when he took over as interim head coach, one of which was make this team physical and tough once again. He wants them to get back to those padded practices. They have 2 left on the docket before the season's done, but he's been telling this team when he played for Coach Noll, he had padded practices all the time. He says the players pretend like it's that old story when you walk to school through snow in 6 miles.
Can you imagine telling Chuck Noll that there were a limited number of times you can practice in pad? Andrews looking for the first down, and he got it.
Just as we saw with the Titans defenders on the last drive by the Raiders, when it's raining like this, it's hard to get a grip and make those tackles, bring them down. There have been several missed tackles. Malcolm Smith losing his helmet after that play. Jack Del Rio looking for a late flag.
$7:50 to play in third. Greg Stevens and Malcolm Smith. Greg Stevens he might have a little helmet.
They're first.
So we get a timeout called by the Oakland Raiders with 7:46 to play in the third. Wrestling midfield.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. The awarded, rewarding Grand Cherokee. And by State Farm. Find your agent at statefarm.com.
you need a great guitar, you come to Nashville and you go to Gruen Guitar. That's where I get all of mine, Trent.
I've got 2 of my kids play guitar, so they would love it. I may have to keep them out of Nashville. We'd spend hours in there looking at it.
On first down, Mariota holding on to it, throwing, and it is caught inside the 20-yard line. Sliding catch is made there by number 80, Anthony Fasano.
Well, that's where the rain comes into play. They were effective with that play earlier in the game with the play action hitting Delaney Walker earlier in the game. This time to Anthony Fasano. Looks like he's able to get his arms underneath it.
Now, whatever happened to that? I know that Charles Woodson said advantage defense, but whatever happened to that old philosophy? The offense knows where it's going and the defense doesn't.
That's true, and I think where Charles was talking was more about a turnover aspect, because the ball can get slipped, knock the ball out, or get a tip ball and interception.
This is Andrews inside the 15. Time for an update from New York. Once again, James Brown. Scott.
Tony Gonzalez's protege.
Alex Smith finds Travis Kelce for the 15-yard touchdown catch as Kansas City recaptures the lead, 21-16. But also playing it's a Channing Tatum impression right there by Travis Kelce.
Oh, wow, look at you. Back to Greg Gumbel.
That's just a horrible dance from a terrific tight end. No, that.
What are you talking about? You doing that dance in the production meeting last night. That's your move.
We're going to see those Kansas City Chiefs next week out in Oakland against the Raiders. Second 7. Mariota going to loft it to the end zone. Caught. The penalty marker is thrown. Touchdown, Harry Douglas.
I'll tell you what, Greg, that's one of the best catches I've seen all season. Harry Douglas.
Interference, defense, number 31. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, touchdown.
Clearly hit before the football got there.
Here at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see double move, gets off the line. The ball floats because it's a wet ball. You have to shot put it out there. Nico Thorpe going up and making contact clearly before the ball gets there. Harry Douglas going for the ball. He's getting knocked to the ground, still able to come up with that catch, still able to keep his feet in bounds, and then with a wet ball, wet surface, getting the ball knocked away, he's able to hang on to it and finish the catch.
And now with a 17-12 score, they're going to go for 2.
Well, it's interesting because I asked Mike Mularkey this question yesterday when we were in meetings with him. Do you go for 2 points at any point in time based on the score, or do you go for it and wait for the fourth quarter? He said he'd wait for the fourth quarter, but decides to change his mind and go with the flow of the game here.
Mariota lofting it. It is caught at the back of the end zone by Dorial Green-Beckham. Let's see if he got both feet down at the backside of the end zone.
Won't appear that he does. You see him working the back line. 1-2, and he finishes the catch, secures the football.
6:22 to play in the third. The Titans back to within a field goal at 17-15. Harry Douglas with the 13-yard touchdown catch. And Marcus Mariota has thrown his second of the day, his 15th of the season. Jeremy Ross going to get a chance to run this one back in the 1-yard line. Can't break it to the outside. Lost the football. Inside the 20. The Titans say they have it. And they do. Jeremy Ross just signed from the practice squad this week specifically to return kicks for the Raiders. Number 39, Damian Stafford, comes up with football.
Trey Bride on the hit, able to knock it loose. We talked just a little bit ago about Charles Woodson and saying how it favors the defense because of ball security. Ball security comes into play on the kickoff return. The Titans are able to take advantage of it and give their offense good position inside the 20.
So here's Mariota from the 18. Under pressure, and he goes down at about the 25-yard line, and that's Khalil Mack once again.
Mariota under pressure. Mack coming off the edge. The attempt to chop him doesn't work. He steps over and is able to get the big sack to start this series off.
Khalil Mack telling us yesterday, I spent a lot of time looking at tendencies, offensive linemen, see what they do. Mariota looking right, comes back over the middle, and back inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line is Delaney Walker. So it'll be third down at 10. There is defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr.
Trying to dial up a third down stop. Remember the last drive when the Titans went down and got the touchdown, it was 2 TJ Carey, 1 interception and 1 hold that kept drives alive on third down.
Mariota over the middle, complete to Walker, inside the 5 to about the 3. Charles Woodson's playing, saying this should be against Tennessee.
They're going to get Walker with the push-off.
Pass interference, offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty, repeat third down.
So third and 10 will become third and 20.
Well, and he actually knocks Taylor Mays to the ground. You'll see Mays is right here. Walker goes up, just pushes into him. You just see, shoves him off, knocks him to the ground, and easy call for the officials.
Rain continues to fall pretty steadily.
Well, the important thing here, I'm saying, Greg, is now you start worrying with these conditions. How does that affect field goal? How does it affect the snap and hold? So important for Tennessee to pick up some yards here.
Far sideline intercepted. Picked off by David Emerson, who has had a heck of a game for the Oakland Raiders. Another miscommunication.
No, I think this is just Marcus Mariota missing this coverage. I think he anticipates that it's man-to-man coverage. It ends up being zone. Emerson falls off and is waiting for the interception.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart. Walmart has everything you need to share one every day. And by Verizon. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon.
That kind of a day here in Nashville. I don't want to say it was expected. Jamie was taking swimming lessons all day yesterday.
When the projected forecast is 100% rain, this is true.
Roy Halou Jr. in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Out to the 23, and we go back to the pick.
Here's David Emerson. It's just going to be cover 2 look here. And what happens is you'll see the roll over the top by the safety. This is going to just be an out route with a clear to the outside. Emerson, he goes back pedal. He turns his hips, lets the receiver go up the sideline, and just falls off on the out route. That's all on Marcus Mariota to recognize with the safe going over the top that corner is going to fall off and it's not going to be man-to-man coverage. Bad read on that by the quarterback.
Turnovers, 1 apiece. The pass to the far side, and that is complete to Marcel Reese. And Reese, looking for a first down, will come about a yard short. Down to Jamie.
Greg, I'm keeping a close eye on the field conditions down here. So far out on the field, it doesn't look too torn up yet, but the kicking team is taking a lot of reps on the sideline right now, and the grass that they are practicing on is very torn up. So you have to anticipate that as the rain continues and as it continues on the field of play, that dirt and that mud will become much more difficult to play on down here.
All right, Jamie, thank you. We would send our wishes to Jamie to stay dry, but that's not going to happen.
I feel so beat up with the dry dude. Huh?
Third and 1, Halou gets the first down, at least very close to it. See where they spot. This is going to be a pretty close spot.
It will be. It's going to, more the officials coming in and marking it. Oh, they're not even going to measure it. Jeff Triplett's go ahead and signal him.
So, set of downs for the Raiders. I remind you, tonight, he was held by Cuba in prison for years. And he tells his story for the first time in 60 minutes. Plus, the Daredevils, who are taking on one of the most dangerous mountains in the world tonight, only CBS. So the Raiders are down now at their own 31. Here's Latavius Murray. He got a breather thanks to Roy Halou Jr. And that'll be about a 1-yard pickup, make it 2nd and 9.
And as these conditions continue to get worse, just look for the Raiders, because they have the lead, to just try and secure the ball. They've had some success the last series with running the football and get some combinations, taking shots up the field when they needed to. So far this drive, keeping with the running game, throwing quick pass to the outside to Reese, working Latavius Murray in the middle of the field.
The offensive philosophy in the rain is throw it only when you have to.
Yeah, or if you all of a sudden catch the defense in one-on-one, if you think that they're all of a sudden buying into what you're doing, go ahead and play that play action and take the shot up the field. But yes,
Murray brought to a stop at about the 35.
Well, yes, and the majority of the times you do want to stay very secure with the football in your decision.
So it'll be 3rd and 6. And this is a look at the AFC playoff picture. Kansas City winning at home against Buffalo.
And right now, Indianapolis and Houston both winning. Buffalo and Kansas City, you said, battling it. Jet are winning, so just trying to make that push.
Here's a big 3rd down play for both sides. 3rd and 6. Carr. Little screen on the far side didn't work. It falls incomplete.
Well, they just tried running a quick rub to the top that so many teams do. They did it earlier to Reese, this time trying to get it to a wide receiver, and the Titans not falling for it.
Meanwhile, a little quick look at the FC playoff picture. The New York Giants trailing Washington by 17. So Washington about to take a giant step forward in the NFC East. 4th and 6. Harry Douglas is deep. King moves this one out of there. Douglas back inside his own 10-yard line. And slides down just across the 10 at about the 12. 17-14 Raiders with a half a minute to play in the 3rd. Now let's go to Harry with the weather. It's been this way since the start of the 2nd half. Some places are more comfortable than others.
And right now, Jamie's snickering and saying, yes, you two up there in the booth, you're nice and dry.
I know, Jamie may not speak just for a week. 30 seconds to play. Down the sideline. That pass incomplete. Knocked away by that man, David Emerson. He's been terrific today.
Well, once again, going for Dory Green Beckham down the right sideline, and Emerson just timing his jump perfectly, keeping the back hand off of Green Beckham's jersey so as not to get the call. 15 passes defense, as you can see, leads the team.
Second and 10. They'll go with Andrews on the ground, and Andrews wrapped up in a hurry. And it looks like the clock will wind down here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 3rd and 9 when we start the 4th. 17-14 Raiders. Back after this message and a word in local station. We get set for the start of the 4th quarter. Good time to remind you, executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus and Harold Bryant. President of CBS Sports is David Burslin. Our producer here, Bob Monsbach, and our director, Suzanne Smith. Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, and Jamie Irvin. Down on field as we start the 4th. Time for Mariota, incomplete at the 25-yard line. Intended for Dorial Green Beckham. Well, we've been talking about David Emerson, and rightly so, it seems, all afternoon.
He's come up with big after big play. Even the play before this segment, he knocked the ball away from Green Beckham. Here's knocking away from Beckham again, and then with the interception falling off in the cover two, Mariota not recognizing it. And we're coming up with the big turnover because the Titans were already in field goal position at that point in time.
On fourth down, turn. Kicking it out of there. This is Jeremy Ross. Fumbled earlier. Brings it back this side, cutting it across the 35 to about the 36-yard line, and the 14:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Derek Carr and the offense will take control again. Just one way to protect yourself from the rain. Welcome back to Nashville. These Oakland Raiders managed just 214 total yards in that loss to Detroit last week. That was a season low. They were already at 299 today. Murray. Can't get him over 300 on that one. Pulled down to the 35-yard line. A reminder, next, Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Critical game. Both teams looking to push for the playoffs. That's up next year on CBS Sports. You realize this will be the first ever meeting between Ben Roethlisberger and Russell Wilson?
You know, that's hard to believe, Greg. You know, two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks and opportunity to face off today, and what you were just talking about, they're both still in the playoff hunt.
Second and 11. Murray again. And Murray across the 40 to about the 42. And Avery Williamson, who has himself hit a terrific game at linebacker for Tennessee.
On another big dose of Latavius Murray, so far the Raiders in the second half have very seldom put the ball up in the air. When they have, it was productive, but keeping it on the ground, trying to keep ball security.
Third and 4. Now, say this for the Titans. They've stood tall on third down a number of times this afternoon. Marcel Reese is in the backfield alongside Carr. Pass this way, incomplete, and well covered by the Titans. Intended for Amari Cooper, and Parrish Cox right in the middle of it.
This is Amari Cooper coming out of the backfield. He lines up to the outside. They're just trying to do that wide receiver screen. As you can see, the Titans are prepared for it. Parrish Cox reaches that right hand in and knocks it away. You just got through mentioning the tough they've been on third downs, coming with another key third down stop.
Now here's Marquette King, who has done a tremendous job of kicking football, especially in this weather.
Well, and it's one thing for receivers and running backs and quarterbacks to handle the football a lot, but for a punter catching a wet football, that's an important aspect of this as well.
This one not so hot. And it takes a little backwards bounce. It's going to come to rest at about the 26-yard line. Marcus Mariota, his team down 3. Plenty of time to play here in the fourth quarter.
The NFL on CBS, sponsored by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Holidays. Amazon Fire TV. Change the way you TV. And by T-Mobile. Ditch your carrier and switch to the Un-carrier.
Make no mistake, it is raining here in Nashville. 12:51 to play. This is us up here. Well protected. And there's Jamie. Not so well protected. David Cobb. Fighting for yards and not getting much of it at all. Clock continues to move as we come up on 12.5. Remind you, stay tuned for the NFL Today update, time permitting. Join JB and the guys back in New York for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, and there appear to be a bunch of them today.
A lot of games with playoff ramifications going on in there, baby. And this is one of them.
2nd and 8. And Mariota calls a timeout. So Tennessee uses its first timeout. Each team down to 2 now here in the second half. A reminder, Thursday on CS and NFL Network, an important NFC North matchup. Packers trying to get revenge for that Week 10 loss to the Detroit Lions. And in 2 weeks, the Division leading Viking and Cardinal will take center stage, only on NFL Network. You know, you talked about ramifications of this game. Jack Del Rio told us last night, he told his team at the beginning of the year, we need 10 wins. We need 10 wins, and that should get you into the playoffs. Any less than that, you can't guarantee anything.
Yeah, and you can't even guarantee 10, but you're giving yourself a chance 10 wins. And yeah, there's teams that have gotten in with 9 wins and 8 wins, and even a few, last season was 7, 8, 1 was Carolina. So they know the importance of today heading into that final stretch.
Mariota got rid of it, and that pass almost intercepted off the fingertips of Cobb and Khalil Mack. Kind of had an early Christmas gift fall through his hands.
Yeah, that was set for him as Cobb was trying to turn. A little bit behind him as he tried to secure the catch and volleyed it up in the air. Khalil Mack coming in to make the big hit, not necessarily being ready to catch the football.
Khalil a little bit of the turf on his own. 3rd and 8.
Third and they got one-on-one down here with Green Beckham and Amerson. Looks like the Raiders putting a lot of guys near the line of scrimmage.
Mariota over the middle, tipped incomplete off the fingertips of Dorial Green Beckham.
And that was just a matter of the pressure coming in on Mariota and not being able to step at his throw. Some of it's not being able to step into it. When you start working through your progressions, not getting your legs into it. The other is with a wet football. Sometimes you don't finish your throw and it tends to float. Green Beckham, even as big as he is, wasn't able to go up, climb the ladder and catch that.
Oakland comes out of this a winner. You got to figure young Mr. Amerson's do a game ball in the locker room. 4th and 8. Ross from his 25. And we get a fly.
Yeah, they're going to get DJ Hayden on a holding call.
Jeff Triplett will paddle his way downfield to see what this is all about.
Boy, since halftime hit, it's just been a steady rain.
I think it just got harder.
During the return, holding, number 25 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
It was DJ Hayden. Derek Carr and the offense get backed up a little bit as we continue here on CBS in just a moment. Let's look at how the 2 young quarterbacks have performed today.
They've been impressive, especially under the conditions. I know the completion percentage isn't high for Marcus Mariota, but some of that is due to the weather. A lot of the numbers for Derek Carr in the first half.
This is Latavius Murray. And true to form, the Raiders will try to continue to grind it out on the ground. We come up on 11 and a half to play. Here in the 4th quarter, no first downs, 14 total yards. So the rain playing some pretty good defense.
It is, yeah. It's had an impact on the play calling. We've seen the Raiders have gotten more conservative, just trying to run the ball inside the tackles with Latavius Murray, getting some play action, trying to move around the couple times they have thrown. Even the touchdown pass to Roberts was a short throw where he broke the tackle.
What's up? On spinning 4, this is Murray again. Murray with the first down. Out close to the 35-yard line. And some nice blocking up front by that Raider offensive line.
Nice job in that left side, creating a lane. A little dangerous with these types of conditions to run a sweep where you're tossing it as opposed to handing it off, because there's a couple things that can go wrong, but the Raiders able to secure that pitch, and Latavius Murray picking up the first down.
I love the forecast. It says rain. Really?
Go! We ready?
On first down, Murray again. And he is going to be held for no gain, but we have a flag down on their side of the field.
It's usually in the spot where somebody lines up in the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense, number 99, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Jarrell Casey, who is a really good football player. We haven't heard much from him today.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard count or anything like that. He must have just lined up, with his head in that gray area. So penalty called, and the Raiders 5 yards after losing yardage on Derrick.
So on 1st and 5.
Down! Get ready! What's up?
This is Olawale. And he pulls his way to first down at the 45. So the Raiders get a set of downs. Clock keeps moving, coming up on 9.5 play.
Yeah, and we just showed play chart here in the second half what the Raiders have done. The majority 2-1 run to pass, and if you're able to run the ball inside the tackles, push the pile, keep that clock running, keep that clock moving. In these conditions, it's going to be hard for the Titans to make up for that, through the air because of how hard it is to throw with this pour down.
Get ready! What's up?
Lost the ball on the ground. Who's got it?
Looks like the Titans got it.
Tennessee. Second time today, Derek Carr has mishandled a snap.
Watch the ball hit the hands. Derek Carr right here. Slides right through. He never secures it. It falls through his legs. Daquan Jones is the one right there to jump on top of it. Have to remember Rodney Hudson out of this game dealing with an injury. Tony Bergstrom playing center today. He started a game earlier this year and has played in a couple other games as Hudson's been dealing with the high ankle sprain. So it's not like he hasn't gotten snaps from Bergstrom, but when you're in these types of conditions, it's hard to get reps and everything.
Long range, though, that one looked to be on Carr.
It did. It appeared that it hits him in the hands. He wasn't able to grab hold of it and give it the Titans some life here.
So here are the Titans. Andrews can't break free. Lost a yard. At the beginning of the second half, Bergstrom and Derek Carr working on the exchange.
Well, I'm sure that happened when they came out of the tunnel at halftime, saw how heavy the rain was. It was like, listen, we got to get him snaps of this because as comfortable as I am getting snaps from Rodney Hudson, even though I've taken some from Bergstrom, I need to get more, especially in these types of conditions.
Lost a yard, 2nd and 11, and Mariota to throw. And that is incomplete off hands of Antonio Andrews. And a huge hit from Malcolm Smith. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Great reaction, great explosion by Malcolm Smith, and I know that we're going to listen to the hit real quick.
Is there just an awful lot of love in the huddle for a quarterback that hangs you out like that?
Well, and that's what I was going to get to before we went to that last replay. Marcus Mariota told us he isn't affected by rain. He played in rain in high school in Hawaii, he played in rain in college at Oregon. You can tell the last couple of series, his football has been starting to float. He doesn't have the same zip on it, so it's having an effect on his passing game.
3rd and 11, throwing over the middle, that's complete. And looking for the first down, getting it is Andrews out of the backfield. Nice poise in the backfield by Mariota, found his man coming over the middle.
Well, it's Andrews just on a crossing route over the middle. You get isolation one-on-one with Malcolm Smith. Not stressing with pushing the ball up the field in terms of grip for Marcus Mariota. That time very accurate on the crossing route, getting the leverage, picking up the first down.
That is first 3rd down conversion of the day for the Tennessee Titans. And Andrews, nowhere to go in the middle of the line. 27-yard line. Marcus Mariota now with the single-season rookie record for this franchise, over 2,200 passing yards. So we have a few more before this season's over.
Yeah, everybody we talk to within the organization is very high on Marcus and the upside that he brings, not only from a skill set, but from a leadership standpoint as well.
2nd and 8. Mariota over the middle. That's complete to the 20-yard line. To Ken Dwight. We go down to Jamie.
Greg, when we spoke with the Titans yesterday, we talked with linebacker Brian Aracco. He went on for at least 2 minutes about how much he loves Marcus Mariota. He even admitted that, yes, you never know when it's a high draft pick, when it's a Heisman winner, someone that comes in with a lot of pressure on him, what kind of person he is going to be. But it sounds like internally Marcus Mariota is an ideal teammate and really a quiet leader, but a true leader in that locker room.
Yeah, all points looking good. Thank you, Jamie. 3rd and 1. To the up back, Austin Fowler, and Fowler, here's a late flag. Fowler right at the first down marker. Let's check the flag.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 52 of the defense. Half the distance road, automatic first down.
And that is on Khalil Mack.
And that's huge, Greg, because not only the Titans picking up back-to-back third downs when they hadn't converted a third down all day, but now with these conditions, and you're talking about the snap, the hold, and the kick, if they ultimately have to kick a field goal, but you see Mack diving on the pile late, diving on top of a Fowler, and that's what draws the extra 15 yards. Or I guess extra half the distance to the goal based on where the ball was set.
That's not a smart play by the second-year linebacker. So it's half the distance to the goal. And the line of scrimmage is at about the 9-yard line. So it's 1st and goal. Coming up on 5:50 to play here in the 4th. Maybe a yard. Justin Ellis, defense tackle with the stop.
Well, and you got to give credit to the Raiders and what they've been able to do in stopping the run today. So far today, the Titans only 44 yards rushing on the ground coming into today. The last 3 weeks, the Raiders have given up 189 yards rushing per game over that 3-game span. So they came in very determined and very focused to not allow the Titans to beat them on the ground.
You know, however reliable your field goal game is, all bets are off when it's in this weather, isn't it?
It completely changes things. So even that's an important aspect to remember here. Titans would ultimately like to get in the end zone.
Mariota on the move, throwing it away.
Smart decision. Did you notice how Khalil Mack, earlier in the game, Khalil Mack took different angle when he was chasing Marcus Mariota? You'll see Mack here. He's going to run to the sideline, but he goes as he breaks contain, as Mariota breaks contain. Earlier in the game, Mack went right after him. See here, he starts going backwards because last time he took that angle like, oh, I can catch most of the quarterbacks in the league. But Mariota was able to run around it and pick up first down earlier in the game. So Mack learned his lesson, took a different angle.
3rd and goal. Bishop Sankey in the backfield alongside Mariota. Mariota lofting to the end zone. Incomplete, penalty marker. Intent for Harry Douglas, and Nico Thorpe was covering.
Nico Thorpe. A lot of jawing going on.
Interference, defense, number 31. A foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
Thorpe is messed up right here with Harry Douglas. Trying to throw a jump ball to the back line. He grabbed him once, he grabbed him twice just to emphasize it.
And if you're the Titans, you got to be crazy to get into any kind of a situation that will cost you yardage. First and goal. Antonio Andrews, no. Mariota keeps it, throws, touchdown. Fowler.
Fowler coming out of the backfield here, just sneaking behind the line of scrimmage.
He had a couple of guys wide open in the end zone.
Can't tell you how difficult that is.
Coach Mike Mularkey likes it. Now here is Ryan Suckup, who had an extra point blocked early on in the game, and it was the first extra point he had missed in the NFL. And this one is on its way, and it is perfect. 4:41 to play. Mariota to Fowler, and it's Tennessee in the lead, 21-17.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway, the legendary sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Subway, eat fresh. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance.
Under the raindrops, the Tennessee Titans have grabbed the lead. 9 plays, 42 yards. And the Mariota to Fowler touchdown. Jeremy Ross is deep. And with a chance to return this one from 2 yards deep in the end zone. To the 20. Out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So these Tennessee Titans, losers of 10 in a row at home. The last time they won, week 6 of last year. Sandy Hill blocking a 55-yard field goal with 12 seconds to play. 16-14, Titans, the Jaguars.
Down.
Penalty marker on the field holding against the Oakland Raiders is going to back them up. 2 timeouts remaining for each team. Mike Mularkey told us yesterday the biggest problem with his team is they haven't been able to finish games. They've been in enough of them to win, but they played well for 3 quarters and haven't been able to hold on again.
Well, and now they're in position with the lead to where they can get the stop. The Raiders haven't been very effective here in the second half because of the conditions and just because of the flow of the game. And last series, the costly turnover.
Carr over the middle. That's complete. This is Cooper. Cooper. Upended at the 25-yard line. Parrish Cox. Clock continues to move. 4:20 to play.
Derek Carr just hitting Amari Cooper on the crossing route underneath with Crabtree sitting down in the middle. You see with the wet conditions, it's hard to keep your footing as well as the Raiders are able to pick up the yardage that they lost on that costly penalty on the kickoff return.
4 minutes to play. Carr over the middle again. That one complete to Crabtree. Crabtree just across the 30. And a little bit more jawing as the clock continues to move. Remember, each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
So 3.5 minutes to go and a couple of timeouts for Oakland, so they have their full arsenal at their disposal.
Carr down the sideline, has a man open. Incomplete. Crabtree could not hold on.
Raiders had the isolation they were looking for with coverage over the top, roll to the other side of the field where Amari Cooper was. Crabtree trying to get the double move, just not able to finish the catch to the ground.
Cody Sensabaugh beaten by about 2 strides.
The remaining crowd here in Tennessee trying to get fired up for this crucial third down.
3rd and 5. Carr lofting it in the middle of the field. That is caught by Seth Roberts. First down, Oakland, and a late flag is thrown.
Well, they'll either get targeting or they'll get a defenseless player. There's a couple different penalties that can protect the receivers downfield. But what a day Seth Roberts is having.
Roberts, 5 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. Just remember, a field goal does the Raiders no good here. It's Jeff Triplett.
There is no foul for a hit on the defensive receiver as the receiver had become runner. First down.
To see pass down the middle of the field, it's Searcy that comes in. Watch with that right shoulder. I think it's a good call to pick up that flag. I don't see
specific targeting.
I don't see a specific target. It's not like helmet to helmet or he targeted the head. He hit him more in the chest.
Here's Carr on first down, running out of time now. Flips it out to number 86. That is Lee Smith, the tight end. 2.5 to play.
Raiders still now with 25 seconds until 2-minute warning and with the 2 timeouts.
Both Amari Cooper and Seth Roberts over 100 yards receiving today. 2nd and 8.
Looks like the Raiders are going to be in pressure. Look at the one-on-one on the outside.
Here they come. Pump fake, looking for Cooper. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. Parrish tops the coverage.
Titans decide to bring pressure off that left side, trying to get a double move of Amari Cooper as Paris Cox not biting on the double move. Able to get his hand there and knock it away.
And as you referred to earlier in the game, this time turns around and finds the football. 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8, but this is definitely 2-down territory.
Carr throwing, overthrows his receiver Crabtree. So with that, we get the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to play when we come back. 4th down. You've just joined us. The Oakland Raiders led 10-6 at halftime. But a Derek Carr fumble. 2 touchdown passes by Marcus Mariota. 21-17 Tennessee. 4th and 8 for the Raiders. Carr, go for it all. To the goal line, off the intended receiver, Andre Holmes, number 10.
There is a flag at the far side of the field, though. Going to get holding called on the Titans, it looks like. Still a little confused by
the pass. Holding, number 38, defense. 5-yard penalty on that first down.
That penalty is on B.W. Webb, a 3rd-year quarterback out of William and Mary.
This is where the hold has to take place. I don't necessarily see it, but that's where it's thrown.
So a new set of downs. Big first down for the Raiders at the Tennessee 31. Carr lobbing it. Complete inside the 15-yard line to Michael Rivera, the tight end. 1:40 to play.
Well, they do still have the 2 timeouts. You don't have to, you obviously want to be in some kind of up tempo, but you don't have to be in a normal 2-minute tempo. You've got time and you can utilize the whole field.
Carr going to the end zone. It is caught by Seth Roberts. for the touchdown.
And Carr just gets leveled after he throws this ball. Roberts once again having a career day. Second touchdown of the half. Turning his body completely around, making a twisting catch. Incredible concentration on his part.
Roberts, 6 catches for 113 yards, and that's his second TD catch of the day. We talked about the Oakland Raiders absolutely needing this one.
Well, coming up with big play after big play. Obviously that holding call against the Titans on 4th down, giving them the first down, and the Raiders capitalizing.
The extra point is good by Janikowski. 1:21 to play. In the 4th, Raiders by 3. It was the holding call on B.W. Webb, number 38, that gave the Raider offense new life. And from there, they scored the go-ahead touchdown. McBride not run this one out. And they'll go from the 20-yard line. And if you're wondering how Seth Roberts got open, it was pretty sweet.
Well, here's Seth Roberts, and what he's going to do is he's going to company run a little hook and go get to the outside. This is a clear out on the backside, so Carr having plenty of time. He's getting hit as he's thrown, as the pressure is being applied. He just lobs it. This is a timing throw. Hard to judge that timing with these types of conditions. The receiver could slip on the wet turf. The ball could slip out of your hand. Seth Roberts making a quick adjustment and coming up with the second touchdown catch of the half.
And Cody Savard got caught staring in the backfield and letting his man get back. 1st and 10. 2 timeouts remaining on each side, and here's Mariota. Under pressure, escape, throwing, incomplete at the 25-yard line. Intended for Delaney Walker and covered well by Malcolm Smith. We've had 2 lead changes in the last 3.5 minutes.
Well, and the difference you have to point out here is now only trailing by a field goal. That's all the Titans need. They have the 2 timeouts yet. They need to get into position where they can attempt the field goal to try and push this to overtime, whereas the Raiders needed to get into the end zone since they were trailing by 4.
And Suckup has a season long of 49 yards, but I'm betting it was in better condition. 2nd and 10. Mariota throwing incomplete. Intended for Douglas. 3rd and 10.
What the Raiders are going to is a 2-man coverage. What you get with the 2-man coverage, you have a 2 deep safeties, and then your underneath coverage is in man-to-man. With that man-to-man coverage, knowing you have help over the top, the defenders can play in a trail technique, and as you saw in that last route, the defender was underneath, so there's nowhere to make the adjustment to go for the football.
Tennessee needs a first down badly. Mariota over the middle, got his man Delaney Walker. Walker across the 45 to the 47-yard line. That's a first down. Clock is moving, under a minute to play. 27-yard pickup.
Well, and the Titans just went to 4 verticals, and you put the stress on safety to make that decision.
Mariota, and this one is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Allen.
Well, this is either a miscommunication or the ball slipping out of Marcus Mariota's hands. He's throwing to his left. That's where the interception will come from. Well, you can see Kendall Wright laying on the ground there, number 13, so that must have been who he was throwing to up that seam. Wright was already on the ground.
Mike Mularkey talked about the Titans not being able to finish. It bites them again today, as they are now looking at an 11th straight loss here at home and have not won here in Nashville this season.
This is where he's trying to get Wright on a double move up this half, and Wright just falls to the ground. But really, if you look at the coverage, it appears they're going to go to a middle field close or a deep safety. So you try and hit that seam if that is what they're going to play from a coverage standpoint. But just looking at Mariota's eyes coming over with Wright hitting the ground, easy interception.
The Oakland Raiders come back and survive the Tennessee Titans here in Nashville in some truly difficult weather conditions.
Well, another tough loss for this Titans team and Mike Mularkey, but what a great win for the Raiders as they stay right in the playoff race.
Once again, our final score, the Oakland Raiders 24, Tennessee Titans 21. Up next, game 2, our doubleheader, Pittsburgh at Seattle. For Trent Green, for Jamie Erdahl, for all of us here in Nashville. Greg Gumbel saying, song from Nissan Stadium. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. The home of Super Bowl 50 coming up in the NFL Today update right after this.